Kakadosh Bokero, we're just going to continue with the halachot of Kaddish. We're going to speak about now the origins of the Kaddish and the importance of the Kaddish. So we know that the Kaddish was instituted by the Anshe Knesset HaGdolah and the Nevi'im which were there. And it was instituted after the first destruction of the Bet HaMikdash because it's a tefillah on Chilul Shemo Yitbarach and Churban Bet HaMikdash in Eretz Yisrael. And Pizur Yisrael, which means that it's because of the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash, the fact that we were dispersed, we were sent into exile. So they made the Kaddish. This is the Anshe Knesset HaGdolah that they made the Kaddish. Now, obviously, it's based upon the pasuk where it says V'itgadalti v'itgadashti le'enei hagoyim. So that's the Yitgadal v'itgadash, right in front of the eyes of the goyim, and it's basically going to be the sanctifying of Kadosh Baruch Hu, the name of Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's why Tvarim should be kedusha. Anything to do with kedusha, that's why you need 10 men, right? When you're going to be saying the Kaddish. Now the Yikar of the Kaddish was until the Amiram Be'alma. Some people actually call it Chetzi Kaddish, but it's actually incorrect because that's the full Kaddish. Other people, I think in Patach Liyahu, he calls it Kaddish Le'elah. Kaddish Le'elah, but basically it's the Kaddish. The Kaddish is the full Kaddish until the Aminam Be'alma V'imnu Amen. All the extra parts afterwards, whether it's going to be Titkabal was only instituted after Tefillah. So the only time that we actually say it is after, whether it's going to be Shachrit, Mincha, Navit, after Tefillah, when there's Musaf, so you're going to do the same thing, or Selichot, when it's Selichot is like a Tefillah. But other than that, it's always after Tefillah. That's Titkabal, Tzelotan, depends how you say it. And again, that means that you're accepting our Tefillot. So it has to be an Amidah. Once you say an Amidah, that's when you're going to be doing the Kaddish Titkabal. Kaddish Yeshlama is going to be after we do things which are the Torah Shebichtav, and the Al Yisrael is after Torah Shebal Peh. And that's why we say Kaddish Yeshlama after Tfilah Shir Shel Yom. The Shir Shel Yom is Pirkei Tehillim. And after the Kaveh, right after the Kaveh, which is going to be all the entire concept of Torah Shebal Peh, you're going to say Kaddish Al Yisrael, or after learning, you do Kaddish Al Yisrael. So those are different parts of the Kaddish. And then you always finish Oseh Shalom Nimromav Ubrachamav, because it's ki'ilu that since you've already finished such an incredible shevach, a praise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we're taking the 3 steps back, and we're telling HaKadosh Baruch Hu that, listen, we're departing from the king. And again, we already spoke about the importance, right, of the Kaddish. You're not supposed to go in front of them and walk in front of the person saying the Kaddish. But now, that was talking about the origins of the Kaddish. What about the greatness of the Kaddish? So the greatness of the Kaddish, we did mention already that during the Galut, the only Zechut Kiyum that we have is the Amen Yeshem Rabbah, which means the fact that we are able to maintain ourselves in exile is only because we are able to answer the Kaddish and we say Amen Yeshem Rabbah Nevarach, and that's why it's so important to be part of a minyan, because if you're part of minyan, you are maintaining, right, Am Yisrael in the Galut, which means that you are coming, you're sustaining them, because that's the only zichut that we have here in the Galut. We already mentioned that it's going to destroy, it's going to tear up bad decrees of 70 years. It's going to open up Sharei Gan Eden, the gates of Gan Eden. And even if a person has a Shemetz Avodat Zarah, they're going to come and they're going to forgive him. He's going to be safe from Chevlei Shel Mashiach, which means from all the calamities or bad things that will happen during the time when Mashiach is going to come. It's a siman that a person is governed by V'raita. HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and he's very happy with him in this world, and it's going to arouse mercy in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for him and for everybody else. It's going to destroy the koach of the Sitra Achara, and there's no shevach, there's no praise like this which can tear up so many things like the Kaddish. It brings up the tefillot of Am Yisrael upwards, and therefore it was such a powerful prayer that they didn't want to do it in Lashon HaKodesh, because then the Malachim would understand. So they purposely did it in Aramaic in order that the Malachim, they do not understand. Now what does that mean, they don't understand? We know that there's even a shita in the Gemara based upon the Gemara Masechet Shabbat that the Malachim even know what they know every single language. But rather, since Aramaic is like in Hebrew, it's like a bad language of the Lashon HaKodesh, right? And because of that, they don't want to understand it. It's not that they don't understand, they don't want to understand it. So because they don't want to understand it, we purposely say it in such a language in order that they don't understand, because it's such a powerful tefillah that they cannot understand. Because if they would understand, it would be a problem for us. So therefore, we purposely say the Kaddish in Aramaic. That's one reason. Another reason why we say it in Aramaic is that was the common language of the time, and therefore people actually understood it. So therefore, that was another reason why we say it. However, that we do see the importance, right, of the Kaddish. The Mishnah Berurah does bring down an incredible Sefer Chasidim, and he says like this: Maaser b'chasid echad shera lechasid echad shebemoto. Right? He says upara morikot. He went and he saw another Chassid after he died that his face was greenish, pale. He didn't understand why. Amalo, why? He told him what's going on. He says, הייתי מדבר בשעה שאשר ציבור אומר ויחולו וברכת מגן אבות ובהתגדל. He used to speak on Friday night. He used to speak during the right after. We don't do a chazarat hashatz, the repetition of the Amidah, but we do a achat bracha achat men sheva, which means that we know that on Shabbat we say sheva brachot. We say the first 3 brachot, last 3 brachot, the first 3 birkat shevach, last 3 birkat are going to be the birkat hoda'ah, and the middle bracha. That's 7 brachot, which is going to be Mekadesh Shabbat. That's what we say throughout the entire Shabbat. Friday night, Shabbat morning, right, Musaf, and then you're going to have Mincha. So you always say 7 brachot. Friday night, we say bracha chat men sheva. 1 bracha, which is like 7 brachot. What is that? The Magen Avot. The repetition of the Amidah on Friday night, we say Magen Avot, mechayem etim. So Magen Avot is Magen Avraham. Mechayem etim is bracha mechayem etim. Hayel HaKadosh en kamo is Hayel HaKadosh. So we say the brachot in the 1 bracha that we have. You say all 7 of them in 1. Bracha chat men sheva. So what happens is that in that bracha, if they were speaking during Yom HaShishi, or during a Chaber Sheva, we already spoke this Friday night that when you say Yom HaShishi, you become a shutaf b'maaseh bereshit. You become a partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the creation of the world. So if a person was speaking during that time and he was speaking during Kaddish, afterwards his face was pale when he passed away. Right? Why? How could he be speaking in the middle? Right? Whether it's going to be of Magen Avot, of Yom HaShishi, Magen Avot, and Kaddish. The 7 Mitzvah brings down a midrash. Chacham Echad saw a student in a dream. He saw that the student had a ketem. Right? He had a stain on his metzach, on his forehead. So he said, what happened? He says, because I used to come and I used to speak during when they were saying Kaddish. And even la'arher b'divrei Torah, asur b'sha'ah she'achazan omer Kaddish. The majority of people don't know this halacha. Even la'arher b'divrei Torah. Some people, they come to the Bet Knesset, but really they're learning instead of praying. Right? He comes and he says, even to learn during the time of saying Kaddish is asur. He says, why? Because you have to pay attention. שצריך לכוון הרבה בעניית הקדיש, ואין חילוק בין הקדיש על תנ"ך או אגדה או משניות. Says the Mishnah, there's no difference whether it's going to be what it's on. Doesn't matter. A person is obligated to have kavanah during the Kaddish, but during the Kaddish, that's when a person has to come and focus on what he's answering. Bezrat Hashem, that the zechut of the Kaddish should actually stand with us to get us out of this exile very quickly. Amen.